Today we are going to look at the no item report. Why is it important? Thank you for joining us. My name is Alicia Delancey. I'm a partner here at Fourlane, and I want to talk to you about some reasons of why Fourlane is unique. What makes us different than everybody else? So we are a QuickBooks, NetSuite, Xero, Acumatica value-added reseller. So VAR, some of y'all know that terminology as a VAR. So we don't just sell one of the softwares, we can sell all of these, and we can also implement those with you. So QuickBooks and other ERP systems. We are ERP consultants, maximizing your QuickBooks. So a lot of clients lately have been saying QuickBooks can't be my solution. That's for mom and pop shops only. Well, don't be fooled that it's not just for mom and pop shops. It is also for very large, multi-million dollar businesses. And we really try to make sure that we can help you maximize that. We've got all kinds of avenues to help you with your workflows and getting the best out of the system. We are experts in accounting and software, not just one or the other. So a lot of times you find people that are IT experts and or CPA firms or accounting specialists, but we are both. And then also, lastly, we're your strategic partner for change management. So being able to empower your team so that you're getting the most out of our project that we're working on together. We always want to ensure that the change is going to happen regardless, right? If we're going to move from, one software over to QuickBooks, there's going to be some sort of change. So we want to be here. We want to be here to support you and help you and make sure that along the way, we're kind of holding your hand and talking, through everything with you. No one has to do it on their own. So today we are, what are we going to focus on and discuss? We're going to talk about and take a deeper dive into the no item report. Why is it important and how it affects your accounting file? Okay, now it's changed. The no item report, it relates to your inventory workflows, right? Want to make sure that we can cover that and address that. We create this no item report during your month-end close processes when we are tying out or making adjustments to inventory. If you are one of my clients, you know how important I think it is to ensure we're doing month-end close activities every single month and focused on inventory. And why we're doing this, right, is if we're going to be adjusting inventory, we need to find the variances between our inventory valuation summary and your balance sheet. What are those things that are causing me to be out of balance? I got to find them. And I need an easy way to find them. So some of the important fields that we want to remember and to cover when we are creating the no item report, they're covered in this slide here, but I want to make sure that everyone is hearing and understanding that this no item report is not a standard canned report. It is something that we have to build. Okay, we've got to go build it. And the way that we start is we go to reports, custom reports, and summary. So that's our very first thing that we're going to go do. The date range I've highlighted in red. It is very important. If we do not have our date range set properly, then we're not going to get the right information. Our columns to display, we're going to talk about those. The columns to display and the rows to display, I like to explain these as a pivot table. So if anyone is familiar with pivot tables, this is kind of the left and right of the pivot table, or the top and the side. Okay, so we're going to talk about those. And then our accounts to display. Right, we're going to filter this report. We are going to go build it, and we're going to make sure that we are selecting inventory accounts from the balance sheet. Okay, these are going to be really important. Our items are coded to asset accounts. Those are the accounts that we're going to be using to build this report. Okay, so hopefully I've kind of got us ready and super excited to go talk about and start looking at things together in Enterprise. So the first thing that I want to look at with everybody, so I want to make sure that what we're going to go talk about is, what are things supposed to look like, right? So I thoroughly enjoy talking about inventory. I know maybe some of you are laughing a little bit, chuckling, going, why would she like to talk about inventory? To me, it's fun and exciting. But one of the things that I had mentioned in my slide deck is that we want to look at our inventory workflows. So if everything's working properly, then all of my reports should be working properly. Okay, so we're going to look at our item list. I like to go in and I like to sort on things, right, and show my account. I'm just going to get rid of everything else because all I want to see is I want to see my accounts and where things are coded to. Get rid of everything else that's in here. I don't need any of that stuff. And I want to see inventory and assembly items only. Why do I want to see just those? Because inventory parts and inventory assemblies are displayed on the inventory valuation summary. And this no item report is part of how we do the tie out between the inventory valuation summary and the balance sheet. Okay, so part of the tool, the biggest tool and most useful tool when we're doing that month-end close reconciliation between the inventory valuation and the balance sheet. So why I want to come here and why I want to look at this before I do anything else is I want to go see in my asset account column for all my inventory parts and assemblies, what are the accounts that I'm using to track my inventory. So this is going to show me how to get there. So now I know inventory header, finished goods, and materials. That's what I need. Those accounts are what I need to select as I go build my no item report. Okay. So let's go ahead and pull up, before I go do the no item report, let's pull up the balance sheet, because what we're doing as part of our month-end close is we're going to do inventory valuation summary tied to the balance sheet. So I've got, this is positive things. This is what we want to see. 1.4623089 inventory valuation summary as of future date, December 15th, 2027. and 146230891. It ties. That is what I like to see. Yay, right? So now, not that I need to go do this, but we're going to go do this just to show that everything ties. This is a healthy workflow. So let's go build this no item report. Okay. So we go to reports, custom reports, and summary. So really fast before I click on this, summary and transaction detail, it's really the difference is the wording. Transaction detail is going to give me detail. Summary is going to give me that high level. So this no item report is built at the summary level. So we want to click on that. What opens up is a custom report window. And this is where those columns, and jump back to my slide deck. This is where these columns and these fields are very, very important. Okay, so our date range, we're gonna go set. Our date range, if anyone wants to know why I had this in red, right? When we're doing a no item report as part of our inventory tie-out process, the date range is going to be removing the from date. It's catching up, guys. Sorry about that. Removing the from date. Okay, when we're doing the display tab, right, and we're building this, we're going to remove that from date. I want to get all time, right? All inventory transactions, not just ones that happen this month. I want to get all. The balance sheet is a build-up, right, of everything that is happening from when we started to like today, right? This summary, this sample file is a future dated file. So 12/15 of 27 is what I'm running it through. Okay, so we removed the from and we left a to date. That's why that date range is really important. All right, our columns here. So these are our columns, and we've got display columns by total only. That's going to be across the top. And then display rows by, right now it's defaulted to income statement. I want to change this, and I want to do item detail. Okay, so this is where I like to say this is the pivot table, right? Columns or display rows by on the left-hand side. That's going to be my item detail. Now, the columns that I want to see, right? I want to see actually my dollar amount and my quantity. So I like to see both. Okay, so I'm going to display columns by both. My filters tab, I want to ensure that I have the inventory accounts that we went and looked at first showing and displayed, and those are the only things that I want to see on this no item report. So I'm going to go to my accounts, I'm going to scroll up because I want to select multiple accounts. Now I have an inventory header account, and I'm going to grab the 2 accounts that are under that and say okay. And then I'm going to say okay. So now what's happened is I've got all my items on the left-hand side here, got my quantity and my value. So this is what we call the no item report. Now, this is a good workflow, right? So you actually do not see any no items down here. We're about to go look at a second file that isn't all nice and pretty. And then we're going to find our new items and we're going to work through those. I want to show you the positive first. I always like to see the positive. Okay. So some of you may be asking, why is this, like my quantity is positive, but why in the world is this negative, right? This is a display like within the reporting because I have it pulling at the item level. So it's just displaying the opposite amount, but it is still showing the correct balance and tying to our balance sheet. It is just a display, right? It's just the report. It is correctly giving us the dollar amount on the GL because we've got our account selected. Okay. I do want to let everyone know, if you have any questions, please feel free to put those in. Now I want to jump into the file, and hopefully it's gonna, there we go, now it's showing. I want to jump into our file that we don't have everything working so smooth and pretty, and talk about the things that we most often see where there are variances, okay? And what those transactions typically look like when we're doing this month-end close workflow inventory tie-out process, and where this no item report comes in. Most useful no item report ever, right? So not a standard canned report. We're going to go build it. So we're going to build it together. We're going to go to reports, custom reports, summary. I've got my modification window open. I'm going to remove the from date and leave the to date. I want to get everything in there. I'm going to display my rows by item detail. And this time I'm going to get both, right? I'm going to display by both. On my filters tab, I'm going to go to the account. This is a different file, so I get same accounts, but a little different structure. Grab my inventory accounts, just select those, say okay, and say okay. All right. Are we ready for the big reveal? Oh my goodness. This one's got a $104,000 variance, which we got to go fix. So now, if you see, this is the no item amount, and it is going to this is what is causing my out of balance between my balance sheet and my inventory valuation. So we're going to go company financials and run the balance sheet standard. Okay. And look at my total inventory, 931, 361, 39. Now, I want to make sure that everyone recognizes this dollar amount, 931, 361, 39, and what is on my custom summary report we built, which is our no item report. Those are going to match. This no item report is a summary at the item level of the balance sheet accounts. Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. So the no item report is an item level summary of the balance sheet accounts. Okay, I do have a quick question. I was trying to read that real fast. So the question is, can you please explain why the GL balance might be negative even if the inventory quantity is positive? And I believe I answered that, which is my quantity is going to be positive, right? But the amount at the item level is displaying the opposite sign, and it's just the display. Okay. All right, so let me go run our reports, inventory valuation summary, and we can see definitely have that out of balance, right? So when we go look at this no item section, if I drill down, so double click on my number, right, I'm going to see the transaction detail report that is providing the transactions that's causing the out of balance as part of my month-end close process, right? So now I get to go tackle and fix each one of these, right? So we've got the things that we most often see. Bills. These bills are directly coded to inventory. So therefore, because I didn't use the items tab, right? And that no item report is a summary at the item level, okay? Because that my subledger to those inventory accounts is supposed to be my inventory valuation summary. That's why as part of month-end close, right, we tie these two together. So no item here, and it's coded directly to inventory. So I'm causing an out of balance. So I have two options. I either fix at the item level, right? And I select the item and put the quantity, which is definitely something that we can do. Right? Could do that here. Or what we do is we put it to the right account. So maybe I'm purchasing material for a job. Someone said material, this has materials in the account, but it wasn't supposed to go there, right? So I'm going to put this to materials cost of goods sold, right? If we're doing data entry work, easy to pick the wrong account if we're just typing. So I'm going to just move this one for our purposes out of the way so we can handle each one of these. Okay. We have another bill, and it has finished goods. I'm definitely glad that this is a sample file and not anyone's actual file, because right now I am about to just plug some numbers and we're gonna put 12 of these. I know that is way more than the 22,500 in this bill. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should just put something that's a little bit closer. And then just because things are not exactly the same, right, we're gonna have to recalculate this. Again, this is a sample file on the fly doing things, but I corrected this at the item level. That's what we want to see. If I'm posting something to inventory, I want it at the item level. Otherwise, it does not go to inventory accounts, right? So I'm going to save and close this one. That's a good rule though, right? So if inventory is being affected, it better be affected at the item level or don't post it there. So this is another one, inventory adjustments. A lot of times people put inventory adjustments to the inventory account. I don't want you to put it to the inventory account. You want to know why? Because my journal entry behind the scenes, it shows me why. I had an item, I had an item right here and it had a value. And then I took it away and there's no item. And now I don't know what that dollar amount goes to, right? So if I want to bring inventory in or take it out, something else needs to be debited or credited, not the inventory account, because the item is already doing that, right? So here, we're going to go fix this. We're going to take that to inventory overages and shortages, and we're going to get rid of that one. All right. So now, and I know we're getting close on time. I'm almost there. We're almost done with our no item report. We've got inventory posted via a journal entry. This is where my manufacturing accounting heart hurts when I see things like this. I'm like, $75,000. Where's the items that make it up, right? So not happening. Do not put this to my inventory account because I don't know what items make up $75,000, right? But I am going to take this and we're going to put this, I mean, what I would do on this one is I would definitely put this at the item level, okay? So instead of this, we would do an inventory adjustment at the item level. Potentially, we would just reverse this, right? If it was in a prior year. Okay, I'm actually going to void this for right now because I literally only have 2 minutes left. Apparently, I talk too much. And then the last thing I just want to show people is if we have a transaction at the item level, sometimes we have these zeros here, okay? And we have some other webinars coming up that are going to go over these. But if this is not a value added transaction, right, going to my inventory account at 0, I don't need it in my transaction. I can do edit and delete line, and it'll take that off. Didn't make any other adjustment, but now it's gone. Now I do have my voided journal entry really fast. But guess what? If that journal entry wasn't there, which I'm gonna go just delete really fast so we can see this before we leave. All right, now it's gone. Now I have no transactions and my no item section is gone. I have one, I know it's 12:30. I just want to answer this question really fast for this last question that came in. So what if the no item has several journal entries back several years? Looks like journal entries from accountant to make end of year adjustments. So I would correct those in a current period, and you can post like reversing entries or post to cost of goods sold. It'll close out to retained earnings. If you have any more questions on that, feel free to email me. I do just want to remind everyone of our upcoming courses, tips and tricks with banking, forecast creation, recurring services, creating beginning balances in QuickBooks Enterprise versus QuickBooks Online, budget creations, database reviews, and what story is your balance sheet telling you? If there's anything else, any other topics that you would like to learn about, please let us know. Thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you all have a great rest of your week.